Hi, everybody. Tom Tiberi here, joined by Dave Holmes. And Dave, there's nothing like a big game. A big game in Ohio Stadium, and that's exactly what we have on Saturday, high noon. Nittany Lions coming to town. The Buckeyes, of course, are ranked third. Penn State's, sixth? And so you got a top 10 matchup. And Dave, Penn State, I want to ask you this. Who needs to win this game more, Ryan Day or James Franklin? Mind you, James Franklin has lost 6 in a row to these guys.
First, I want to point out who's on the Penn State side and who's on the Ohio State side. That said.
I don't like that, by the way.
Okay, so here's the deal. James Franklin's lost 6 in a row to these guys. And their last win was that real fluky kick 6 game in Happy Valley where they returned the field goal the other way, wrecked Urban Meyer's season. So I understand why James Franklin is dying for this win, especially because Penn State's probably the second most talented team in the Big Ten. Michigan's the best team. I'm talking guys who are going to play on Sundays. I think Penn State actually has more NFL talent than Michigan, but Michigan is a far superior team. Want to be clear on that. You look at Ryan Day's pressure, though. I mean, he's back-to-back losses to Michigan. If this were the boys in blue, I'd say Ryan Day, no question. It's the boys in that different shade of blue. So I think there's more heat on James Franklin this game because no matter what happens this game, Ryan Day with a win in Ann Arbor can heal all sins, in my opinion.
Well, let me ask you this, because I think I agree with you, because you lose 6 in a row, and, he's really not beat any of the foes that he has to.
And you don't get him every year after this.
And now you're not going to get him every year.
You got to sit on this one.
To me, this is you're going to be your best opportunity. You've beaten the teams. Now, they've played no one, ladies and gentlemen, but they have beaten everyone like you would think.
They're good.
A team that was good. Who's going to be more desperate, though? I mean, there's a difference between, and you know what I mean? Are we going to see a desperate Penn State team come in here led by James Franklin?
Yeah, I think so. I think James Franklin wants this win more than anything else on his schedule this year by far. This is a big win for them as the Big Ten East gets ready to go away. This is a huge game for them. They have good talent at quarterback. Drew Aller was a kid that may have been a Buckeye if Quinn Ewers had not changed some things up. He could have been a Buckeye. He was a kid out of Medina, 5-star prospect. Nick Singleton is a sophomore, might be the most talented running back in his class. He's a really good player. So that's what I said. They have NFL talent. And then on defense, they're really good too. The foundation, by the way, laid by Larry Johnson, who spent, 18 years there?
Yeah.
Larry Johnson helped build a monster, and now the monster comes into his house in the shoe.
The other thing it's going to be, and if you look at them, Ohio State, Jim Knowles, their defense worries about the explosive plays.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Penn State's had an explosive play this year. Everything they do is grind it out, kill the clock. Ryan Day was asked about that because certainly this game is going to be a slugfest. The guys in Vegas think it's going to be in the 20s, both teams. And, I don't know. Do you see a scenario where Ohio State doesn't get into a slugfest and we see what they did to Georgia and just light them up with talent?
I think that should be the game plan. And I talked about this on the Coach's Show with former coach John Cooper, and I said, Coach, all of you guys talk about we want to run the ball. Every coach, we want to run the ball. But I said, if your best personnel is the wide receivers and you feel best about that, why not just sling it 45 times? And he said, I would. The only thing is time of possession. And he said, Penn State loves to keep the ball about 35 minutes a game. And he said, you want to keep them off the field, give your defense a chance to breathe a little. So he said, you want to keep the ball as long as you can. But if we look at this team objectively, the Ohio State team objectively, their weakness has been running the ball, yards per carry. Now, last week, major step forward. Dallin Hayden looked great. Offensive line looked better. Was that because the team was improved, or was that a product of Purdue? And we're going to find that out, I think, on Saturday.
The other thing is, if you look at this scenario in this situation, neither team can afford this loss. Ohio State got in a year ago, losing to Michigan, and still got in. I don't know if that happens to either team. Whoever loses this game, I think, is out.
Really? I think if you're
what do you think?
I think if you're on the table, you're still in, because that means you get Michigan, a one-loss Big Ten champion. I think the Big Ten is good enough that every team's going to get one mulligan.
You really believe it?
I think so. I think a one-loss Big Ten team gets in. Now, the only wrinkle this year is the Pac-12 is going to actually get a team in.
Right.
That's the wrinkle.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. And in the past, you took it for granted that either the SEC or Big Ten would get two. So if the Pac-12 is a thing, then that changes some stuff. But I think you get one mulligan. You don't want to burn it now, though, especially with road games against Wisconsin. I know they have health issues with their quarterback. We all know about the last one. That's not going to be a picnic. So you don't want to burn it now at home if you don't have to.
All right, last couple things, and I think Ryan Day's going to play it close to the vest all week, folks. I don't think he's going to let it out. You know, I asked him at the news conference, any update on the health of your team, in particular Trey, Emeka, Mayan, Chip Trainum.
Yeah.
And now you got the defensive back. You know.
Who, Denzel?
Yeah, Denzel.
Oh, Burke.
You got him.
Gotcha.
He said he hopes to have all of them back.
Yeah.
But do we really think that's going to? Now he's not saying what the injuries were, but Chip, I'm not a doctor, but it sure looked like it was a head contusion. I mean, the poor kid got up,
spaghetti-legged
ran off, and then just went down.
That's scary.
So I get the feeling, and you were there.
Yeah.
I get the feeling they could have played Trey at Purdue. I don't know about Mayan. I don't know. I mean, and
they were
whatever
close.
the program.
We didn't even understand what some of these injuries were. They surprised and active. So here's the deal with Travion Henderson. I was on the field for about an hour pregame at Purdue. I stood right next to him as he warmed up, stretched, did all the sprints. I thought he was going to play based on the way he looked. Now, I am not a doctor. I do play one on TV here right now. I think he could have played if he had to. I think the mindset was we're going to save him for Penn State, or save him for the following week. I think Ryan Day probably then when he saw Chip Trainum go down, think, great, because they're trying to redshirt Dallin Hayden, and now you burn another game. But he looked great, by the way. So I think that was the plan. Play it cautiously in West Lafayette, knowing this one was on the horizon. But Emeka Egbuka, we saw him in a boot last time. To me, I'm way less confident on him than I am Trey Henderson.
When you're in a boot, that's not good.
I've never been in a boot, but I don't want to be because I hear it's not good.
Let's hope. But when you're in a boot, that's usually not good.
For sure.
Last couple things. We are going to see the quarterback special with Devin Brown. Ryan Day said as much today. And he's become, it's kind of like he's the Tim Tebow now of this team.
Yeah.
Coach says, Day says he hopes he learned his lesson on protecting the ball, securing it. But that kid ran well, and he can throw. And Ryan even brought up the fact that weapon is there. He does have a great arm.
I just like that they did something north-south in short yardage. We've seen too much of the end around and the jet sweep and trickery when it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. So if Devin Brown means they're going north-south in a hurry, I like it. And I also think that if you believe in something, you don't bail on it because of that one fumble. If you honestly believe you found something, then go for it. I think we need a little more data before we make a final decision if this is a good package or a bad package. But I'm glad that they're going to stick to their guns and not say one mistake, you're out of here.
All right, Dave, last thing, and this is a challenge to you, Buckeye Nation, who's watching this and who's going to be at Ohio Stadium. Yep. Ryan Day had a plea. He wants you guys to get there early, and he says, we need you. You've been to Happy Valley, and for you folks at home that have never been there, that is in the top 5 of most hostile places I've ever been.
Yeah.
It's either 1 or 2 between there and Wisconsin.
Camp Randall, those are the 2.
Those are it.
Yeah.
And their fans do not let up. They play that lion every opportunity they get. And Coach Day had a plea. And, you folks at home got to understand that the 12th man is real. And that is important on Saturday. And, you can't sit on your hands. You have to make noise from start to finish. You were over there a year ago. Yeah. And even when Penn State was down, they never let up, did they?
It's crazy. It is crazy how in Happy Valley, how difficult it is for a quarterback to audible. I mean, he is running and screaming. You can't hear the person next to you on the sidelines. I mean, it is so loud. So, yeah, they'll see if they can match that intensity here at the Shoe because Drew Aller is a really good talent, but he's still pretty young. Still pretty young. He hasn't played in too many games like this.
And the thing is, you have to do your part. And I understand that you get frustrated if you don't like what you're seeing offensively or if you're frustrated with the defense. But in this game, you can't be booing. You can't be, because this is going to be a slugfest. It's going to go to the end. I'm with everybody. I think it's probably going to be a low-scoring 20-point game. I'm
giving my score first this week because last week you went first, and then we matched scores. And I'd like to say, we said 45-10. It was 41-7. That was pretty good. We almost nailed it.
All right, go ahead. You go first.
I think Ohio State wins. I think this is a fourth-quarter game. This one scares me more than any game before it. I will take the Buckeyes to win 27-24.
That is amazing that you're saying that.
No. It's not the same.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
No. I have Ohio State winning 28-14.
Ooh, you think they double them up?
Yeah, I got Ohio State winning 28-14.
All right.
And I hope we see the offense that played Georgia, because it could be,
All right.
but who knows?
We will see. They're going to play this video now on loop in Happy Valley for the next couple days. You just gave the bulletin board material.
What's that?
You're going to double them up.
What could happen?
It could very well could. Let's hope it does.
Yeah, let's hope it does.
Hope it does.
He's Dave Holmes. I'm Dom Tiberi. Please keep it on 10TV and 10TV.com for all your Buckeye football needs.